Since her mother passed away, young Alana dreamed of working abroad to lift her grandfather Isaac out of poverty. But that dream crumbled when she became a victim of a fake recruiter.
Can you imagine losing everything you've worked for in an instant? Stay with us on Dark Voices to uncover how Alana's life takes an unexpected turn.
After that, her godmother Felicity offered her a job as a housemaid in the city. She agreed, thinking maybe her luck was in the city. She worked for a married couple, Selena and Raymond, and there she experienced different kinds of hardships, especially at the hands of Raymond, who harbored lustful thoughts toward her. Eventually, Alana found herself in a situation that led her to decide to leave the home of Selena and Raymond. Upon leaving that dreadful house, she met Theo, who gave her the chance to play the piano at an event for wealthy businesspeople. Unbeknownst to Alana, her life was about to change that night.
What shocking revelation awaits her at this event? Keep watching Dark Voices to find out.
This is Mr. Hope, once again, hoping to bring you inspiration and hope from our extraordinary real-life stories. It was a scorching noon as Alana walked with her grandfather Isaac into town.
Almost everyone around was busy.
Some were shouting as they sold goods, others walked briskly, and some were haggling with vendors.
Alana wore a simple white blouse and an old denim skirt.
Her skin was brown, and her long hair was tied in a braid down her back. Her beauty was simple and gentle. She had a kind face. A few men in her village had tried courting her, but she paid them no mind, even though she was already 26 years old. Her attention was focused on her grandfather, Isaac, and how to lift them out of poverty.
"Are you sure about what we're doing, my dear?" asked Grandpa Isaac as they walked. "Yes, Grandpa. I've thought about this many times. We need to do this.
I really need that necklace my mother left me so I can pay off what I still owe the recruiter," Alana replied, linking her arm with his.
"When will this payment end? Didn't we already sell our cow just to pay him?" Grandpa asked.
"It's still not enough, Grandpa." "So, he's asking again, but he said this is the last time."
"Once I pay off the remaining balance, I can leave next month."
"There's a job waiting for me there, a sales lady at a big mall in Dubai," Alana explained happily. Truthfully, it was hard for Alana to part with the only gold necklace her late mother gave her. But with no other means to pay her recruiter, she decided to pawn it.
She didn't want to borrow money and leave her grandfather with a burden once she left for Dubai.
While they walked toward the pawn shop, Alana noticed a small musical instrument shop by the roadside. Through the glass wall, she saw guitars hanging. But what caught her eye was a piano tucked in one corner. She stopped and stared at it for a few seconds, feeling as if it was calling to her.
"Grandpa, just a moment.
I want to look at something inside," she said, gently pulling his arm as they entered the shop.
"What do you want to see here?" Grandpa Isaac asked once they were inside.
"Let's just take a look at that piano for a bit," Alana replied with a smile.
Her face showed anticipation as she looked at the piano. Alana immediately sat in front of the instrument.
Her fingers brushed over the dusty keys. A flood of memories returned. When her mother was alive, she often played a particular piece on the piano. Every time they passed a music shop, they would go in so her mom could play it. She had taught it to Alana, so she had memorized it by heart. While sitting at the piano, Alana began playing the piece her mother taught her. She closed her eyes and felt her mother's presence as if she were beside her, watching to make sure she hit the right notes. Her playing caught the attention of the shopkeeper, who smiled as he watched her until she finished. Alana looked at Grandpa Isaac and smiled sweetly. "I still remember the piece my mother taught me," she said.
"How could you forget?"
"Every time you see a piano, you just have to play it," Grandpa said with a chuckle. "When I play that piece, I feel like Mom is right beside me," Alana said sadly. It had been 5 years since her mother, Mira, passed away from a serious lung illness. That had been the saddest part of Alana's life, never fulfilling her dream of giving her mother a better life. She grew up in poverty with only her mother and Grandpa Isaac by her side. According to her mother, she became pregnant by the son of her wealthy employer. Because of that, she was thrown out by the man's family. Even though she and her father loved each other, Alana and Grandpa Isaac didn't stay long in the music store. She stood up and thanked the shopkeeper. Together, they left to look for a pawn shop where she could pawn her mother's necklace. After several more minutes of walking, Alana and Grandpa Isaac found a pawn shop at the edge of the market. They immediately spoke to the cashier inside, and with a heavy heart, Alana handed over the gold necklace with the heart-shaped pendant for appraisal. As they waited, Alana stayed silent. She tried not to think about the sentimental value of the necklace and focused only on the result of what she was doing. "I'll ask you again, Alana. Are you really sure about this?" "We could just borrow money for what you still owe your recruiter," Grandpa Isaac said quietly. Alana nodded. "It's just going to be a headache if we borrow money, Grandpa. While I'm in Dubai, they might bother you about the loan. This is better. At least I'm leaving without us being in debt." Moments later, the cashier called for Alana. She was told how much the necklace was worth, and she was pleased because it was more than what she expected. She agreed, and after receiving the money, she and her grandfather left the shop. They headed toward the Jeep terminal. When they boarded the Jeep, they sat at the far end, and as the vehicle moved along, Alana bowed her head. In her mind, she asked her late mother for forgiveness for pawning the necklace she had once given her. After almost 30 minutes, Alana signaled the Jeep to stop. She helped Grandpa Isaac down, and they walked home. The road was muddy because it had rained the night before. Finally, after a while, Alana caught sight of their house. It was an old shack made of patched-up wood and palm thatch. There was a small window with a curtain Alana had sewn herself using scraps of old clothes. On one side was a water pump where they fetched water, and behind it was a small garden where Grandpa Isaac grew sweet potatoes and water spinach. When they entered, the old man sat on a long bamboo bench while Alana fetched a glass of water from the clay jar and handed it to him. "Grandpa, even though our house is old, it still feels so good to come home, right?" Alana said, smiling at her grandfather. Grandpa Isaac nodded. "Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't trade this little shack for anything. How many storms has this place endured, and it still stands strong," he said, laughing. Alana sat beside her grandfather, clutching the bag that held the money she received from pawning the necklace. "Grandpa, do you think Mom will haunt me for what I did?" she asked. "Why would she haunt you? You even said it yourself, Alana, that you did this for our future." "I'm sure you'll redeem that necklace once you start earning in Dubai," Grandpa Isaac replied. Alana fell silent. That's when she truly felt the sting of guilt. Grandpa Isaac patted her on the shoulder, and when she looked at him, he smiled. "I know it was hard for you to let go of that necklace, Alana, but I'm sure if Mira were still alive, she would have made the same decision," he said gently. "I promise I won't waste all the sacrifices we're making, Grandpa. Once I get abroad, I'll buy you new dentures so you can eat corn again without your gums bleeding. I'll get you an electric fan, too, so you don't sweat so much while resting," Alana said, holding the old man's hand. "I thought you were going to get me an air conditioner," Grandpa joked. "Of course, air conditioner, too. But first, I'll have our house renovated so we can install it properly," Alana laughed softly. "To be honest, my dear, I'm not wishing for a luxurious life. It's enough for me that we eat 3 meals a day and never go hungry. What matters is that we're together," Grandpa Isaac said. Alana felt a pang of sadness from her grandfather's words. She knew, like her, he also found it painful that they would be apart for years.
That's what I want too, Grandpa. But I really have to leave. If I stay here, we won't get anywhere.
Don't worry, it's just 2 years. I'll save up so we can start our own business here, Alana said, trying to stay cheerful.
Grandpa Isaac didn't say anything more.
He simply smiled at Alana while they continued holding hands. The next day, Alana woke up early while she was sweeping outside the house.
Grandpa Isaac was busy feeding the chickens he raised.
Soon, a tricycle stopped in front of their yard.
From it stepped Alana's recruiter, Marissa. Alana froze as Marissa walked toward her holding an umbrella and a bag. "Good morning," Marissa greeted.
Good morning, too, ma'am Marissa," Alana replied politely.
"You probably know why I'm here, Alana. I need the remaining payment."
"If you can't give it to me today, I'm sorry, but you won't be included in the next batch leaving for abroad," Marissa warned.
"Let's talk inside, ma'am," Alana said. Alana led Marissa inside their shack, and the older woman followed.
Marissa sat down, frowning as if she were already annoyed by the heat. Alana reached beneath her clothes, which were stored in a box, and pulled out the remaining money she owed Marissa as her recruiter. She sat down beside her.
"Ma'am, here's the rest of my payment." "It's complete now," Alana said, handing her the money. Marissa took it and counted. "It's all here." "Good. You're all set, Alana. Your slot for the next group leaving for Dubai is secured."
"Congratulations," she said cheerfully, slipping the money into her bag.
Alana's eyes widened. "Really? It's finally happening."
"Yes, it is. Tomorrow, I'll bring your passport here along with the contract and travel instructions.
I'll also explain everything you need to do next."
"Just be here when I return," Marissa explained.
"I still can't believe it, ma'am. It feels like a dream."
"Just yesterday, I was only wishing to work abroad. Now I'm so close to leaving," Alana said, tearing up.
"Well, I'll go ahead now.
I still have a lot to take care of, but I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time," said Marissa as she stood up.
"Ma'am, thank you so much.
If it weren't for you, my dream of working abroad would have stayed just a dream." "Thank you for all your help," Alana said happily.
Marissa smiled and walked out of the shack. She got on the waiting tricycle and left. As soon as the recruiter was gone, Grandpa Isaac approached Alana.
"Grandpa Isaac, I'm finally leaving next month," Alana said, almost jumping from joy. "I heard, my dear, congratulations." "I'm so happy for you because I know how much you've wanted this," Grandpa said, patting her on the shoulder. The next day, Alana expected Marissa to return to their house, but by afternoon, she still hadn't arrived. Alana tried calling her, but her phone just rang and wasn't answered. She sat on the bench in front of their shack and waited for Marissa to arrive. A little while later, Grandpa Isaac approached her. "Still no sign of Marissa, dear?" he asked.
"Not yet, Grandpa.
She said she'd be here in the morning, but it's already afternoon." "I'm starting to worry something might have happened to her," Alana replied, clearly anxious. "Maybe she just got stuck in traffic or had to go somewhere suddenly."
"Why don't you try calling her again?" Grandpa suggested.
"I've been calling her, but she's not answering," Alana said.
"She'll come. Don't worry. The day isn't over yet. Just wait a little longer."
"What matters is you've already paid her, so your departure is definitely secured," Grandpa Isaac said, trying to reassure her with a smile. But night came, and Alana didn't see even a shadow of Marissa. She bombarded her with text messages but received no reply. Every time she tried calling, it seemed the phone was turned off. As bedtime approached, Alana finally gave up hope that Marissa would show up that day. A week went by, and Alana slowly began losing hope that she'd ever hear from Marissa again. Every day she sat in front of their shack with her cell phone in hand, still hoping she'd see Marissa, or at least get a reply to one of her texts, not knowing if they were even being received. One morning, Alana told her grandfather she would visit someone else in their village, who was also being assisted by Marissa, to go to Dubai.
"Grandpa, I'm going out for a bit."
"I'm going to Arnell's house," Alana said while her grandfather drank coffee in the living room.
"Arnell, the son of Pasang, wasn't Marissa helping him, too, just like you?" Grandpa asked.
"Yes, I'm hoping he knows something about what's going on," Alana replied.
"All right, dear. That's a good idea.
I hope you get some answers so you can stop worrying," her grandfather said supportively. After saying goodbye, Alana walked to Arnell's house. Though nervous, she chose to remain optimistic and hoped to hear something good from him. When she arrived at Arnell's house, she found him chopping wood outside. She approached him and didn't hesitate to explain why she was there.
"Arnell, can I ask you something? Have you heard from Ma'am Marissa? It's been a week since we last spoke."
"After I gave her the rest of my payment, she just disappeared," Alana said.
Arnell shook his head. "We're in the same boat.
Last time we spoke, she said she'd bring my contract.
I paid her the full amount, too.
After that, she vanished," Arnell said.
"What do you think happened to her? Do you know anything?" Alana asked.
"Alana, I know 2 others she was supposedly helping get to Dubai, just like us. After they completed their payments, she stopped responding. One of them even went to her office in town, but it was already closed."
"Her house was empty, too," Arnell whispered. "What does that mean?" Alana asked, swallowing hard.
She had a sinking feeling about what was going on, but still wanted to hear it out loud.
"We got scammed, Alana.
It's hard to accept, but Marissa fooled us. She took our money and exploited our dream to work abroad.
We need to file a case. Maybe we can still track her down."
"She can't just run away with our money," Arnell said with conviction, his face filled with anger. Alana froze, her knees buckled, and she slumped onto the nearby bench, her eyes brimming with tears. The first thing that came to mind was the necklace she had pawned, her mother's gift. Soon the tears began to fall.
"There's still hope, Alana. We just have to file a case," Arnell said, trying to reassure her. But Alana didn't seem to hear him.
She stared off into the distance, thinking about what Grandpa Isaac would say once he found out they'd been scammed and had lost a large sum of money. She was dazed as she walked home. Her tears had dried, but she wished this was all just a nightmare. Deep down, she knew this was the painful truth. What hurt the most wasn't even the lost money or the broken dream of working abroad, but the thought of disappointing her grandfather. When she got home, she found Grandpa Isaac sweeping the yard. She approached him, trying to hold back her tears.
"What is it, dear? Did you talk to Arnell?" Grandpa asked. Alana nodded.
"Yes, we talked."
"What did he say?" Grandpa asked again. Alana bowed her head.
She couldn't hold it in anymore, and the tears fell.
Grandpa Isaac dropped the broom and held her shoulders. "What's wrong, dear? What happened?"
"Why are you crying?" he asked, concerned.
"It was all a scam, Grandpa. Ma'am Marissa tricked us.
She took the money we gave her, ours, and from others. She pretended to help," Alana sobbed.
Grandpa Isaac's eyes widened, but he didn't say anything right away. He just looked at Alana as if waiting to hear more.
"No wonder she disappeared after I gave her the rest of the money. And the necklace, Grandpa, I pawned it for nothing.
I was such a fool."
This is all my fault because I believed her, Alana continued crying.
Grandpa Isaac patted her back. Alana, this isn't your fault. You only did what you thought was right. You hoped and you trusted.
You didn't know she was a fraud, he said gently.
Alana looked down. But what do we do now, Grandpa? We have no more money. I won't be able to work abroad anymore.
All our dreams, they're gone, she said weakly.
Grandpa Isaac took her hand. As long as we're alive, there's still hope. Maybe that wasn't meant to be your path. Believe me, something better is waiting for you.
We just don't know what it is yet, but we will when the time comes.
Alana sobbed and hugged her grandfather tightly.
His words lightened her burden, if only a little. Despite everything, he didn't blame her at all. Instead, he still spoke nothing but encouragement. From that day on, Alana felt like her world had stopped.
Days passed in a blur. She no longer woke up early like she used to. Often she would sit by the window, staring blankly outside.
She spent hours lost in thought, replaying everything that had happened.
She lost her appetite. She didn't help with the housework.
It was as if she no longer had the strength to move. Before she went to bed, she thought constantly about the necklace she had pawned. She couldn't accept that she gave it up for something so meaningless. She felt like she was a walking mistake. She knew she hadn't only let herself down, but also Grandpa Isaac. Yet, even in her lowest moments, Grandpa Isaac never abandoned her. He understood how she felt and never once blamed her for their misfortune. Sometimes when she was alone, he would talk to her, always encouraging her. That's when Alana truly felt the depth of his love. He made her realize that before reaching her dreams, she needed to go through trials. One morning, Alana was leaning by the window of their small shack, her elbows resting on the wooden sill as she quietly stared at the clear sky. Soon, she saw Grandpa Isaac approaching with an older woman.
Alana quickly went to meet them.
The woman with her grandfather was her godmother from baptism, Felicity, who worked as a housemaid in the city. "Godmother Felicity, it's really you," Alana said softly, immediately taking her hand for a respectful gesture. "Alana, you've grown so much, and you've become even more beautiful," Felicity greeted happily.
"You're flattering me. When did you get back, Godmother?" Alana asked.
"Just last night. I arrived late, so I walked the rest of the way into our village. You know, tricycles only run until 10 p.m. here," Felicity answered with a laugh. Alana smiled, but she noticed the concern in her godmother's eyes. "Isaac told me what happened, Alana, about the scam. I know what you're going through isn't easy, and I'm really sorry it happened," Felicity said, placing a hand on Alana's shoulder. Alana glanced at her grandfather, who was quietly seated by the door, then looked back at her godmother.
"Thank you, Godmother.
Even now, I still can't believe we were scammed.
I never thought it would happen.
That woman who tricked us was so convincing with her promises," Alana said sadly. "That's how scammers are. They're so good with sweet talk," Felicity replied.
"But Alana, there's something I want to ask you.
You see, one of the housemaids working for my employers in the city suddenly went back to her province. I'm here because my employers asked me to find a replacement," Felicity explained.
"Why are you telling me this?" Alana asked curiously.
"I thought maybe you'd like to work as a housemaid.
I'd recommend you as the replacement for the one who left.
I know I can vouch for you, hardworking and trustworthy. I know this isn't your dream of going to Dubai, but maybe it can be a stepping stone while you recover what you lost," Felicity said thoughtfully.
Alana didn't respond right away.
She could feel her grandfather's eyes on her.
"I think it would be good for you to have something to focus on right now, dear. Not to forget everything, but to help you move forward," Grandpa Isaac added. Alana nodded quietly. I understand, Grandpa, but can I think about it first?
Of course, Alana, but I hope you decide by tomorrow.
I'm going back to the city the day after tomorrow. If you don't want the job, I might offer it to Chona's daughter instead, Felicity said.
I'll come to your house tomorrow morning, Godmother. I'll tell you my decision then, Alana said with a faint smile. Felicity nodded and gently squeezed her hand. After that, she said her goodbyes and left. Alana walked her to the edge of their yard before going back inside. When she returned, she saw Grandpa Isaac sitting near the door looking serious. You know, dear, not every road to a better life is easy.
Sometimes it's winding, sometimes you fall. But that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path, Grandpa Isaac said thoughtfully.
There's no shame in working as a housemaid. What matters is that the job is honest and you're not stepping on anyone, he added.
I'm not ashamed of being a housemaid, Grandpa. It's not part of my plan.
It's not my dream, Alana replied in a soft voice.
I'm not saying forget your dream of going abroad, but maybe this could be the first step. You never know.
Maybe in the city, greater opportunities are waiting for you, Grandpa Isaac said with a hopeful smile.
Alana didn't respond immediately.
She tried to hold back her tears at the weight of what she was feeling, but somehow her grandfather's words lifted some of her burden. Still, she knew she had to think carefully before making a decision. That night, as Alana lay on her bed, she thought deeply about whether or not she should go with Godmother Felicity to the city to work as a housemaid. She realized that if she didn't accept the offer, she'd remain in the village, and the chances of moving forward would be slim. She remembered what Grandpa Isaac had said, and realized he was right. There were many opportunities in the city, and maybe she would find her luck there. Before falling asleep that night, Alana made her decision. The next morning, after breakfast, Alana said goodbye to her grandfather and told him she was going to Godmother Felicity's house. When she arrived, Felicity opened the door right away, welcomed her in, and let her sit on a small couch. With a smile, her godmother faced her.
So, have you thought about my offer, Alana? Felicity asked. Alana nodded.
Yes, Godmother.
I've thought about it carefully. I'm accepting your offer. I'm ready to work as a housemaid in the city. I knew you'd say yes. You won't regret it.
The pay is good, and the employers are often away, so we usually have the house to ourselves. Everything's free, so you can save a lot, Felicity said happily. Thank you so much for thinking of me, Godmother, Alana said gratefully.
Of course.
I know you won't let me down, but start packing today.
Okay, we're leaving for the city tomorrow morning, Felicity reminded her. Tomorrow already? Alana asked, surprised.
Yes, didn't I tell you yesterday?
I'm heading back the day after tomorrow.
I only came here to find someone to replace the maid who left, Felicity explained. Alana looked at her hands and felt a mixture of nervousness and a small glimmer of joy.
All right, Godmother.
I'll start packing when I get home, she replied.
After that, Alana said goodbye and thanked her again before leaving. As she walked home, she tried to brush away any lingering doubts.
She told herself that this journey to the city was a new opportunity, a new chance to build a better life for herself and her grandfather.
The next day, Alana woke up early.
She took a bath, had breakfast, then changed into decent clothes. After that, she stepped out of their shack carrying a traveling bag filled with her clothes and a few personal belongings.
Outside, Grandpa Isaac was waiting.
He stood there as if anticipating her exit.
Alana looked at him tearfully and smiled. Grandpa, I'm leaving now.
Please take care of yourself, especially since you'll be alone.
If anything happens, just call me. You already know how to use the cell phone, right? Alana said while holding back her tears. Don't worry about me, dear. You take care of yourself. It's your first time in the city, Grandpa Isaac reminded her. Alana hugged her grandfather tightly. This time, she let her tears flow because she couldn't hold them back anymore. I'll miss you, Alana whispered, still clinging to the old man. I'll miss you more, dear. But remember, wherever you go, never forget who you are. And don't let the world erase your kindness, Grandpa Isaac said with heartfelt sincerity. Soon, Alana left their shack. She walked alone to Godmother Felicity's house, carrying her dreams of a better life for her and her grandfather. When Alana and Felicity arrived at the terminal, they boarded a bus headed to the city. The bus quickly filled with passengers and departed. Lack of sleep made Alana feel drowsy during the ride. What was meant to be a short nap turned into a deep sleep. When she finally woke up, there were no longer fields and trees outside the window. Instead, she saw tall buildings and a swarm of vehicles. Massive billboards caught her attention and left her amazed. It was her first time in the city, so everything she saw felt new and overwhelming. So, this is the city, Godmother. It feels like a different world, Alana said, staring out the window. It's nothing like our village, huh? But you'll get used to it. Just don't be afraid. Stay strong, and we'll be together, so I'll guide you, Felicity replied with a smile. Alana fell silent and soaked in the unfamiliar sights around her. She still couldn't believe she was in the city, and deep down she knew that from that moment on, a huge change in her life was beginning. After a few more hours, they got off the bus. They took a taxi, and within minutes, it stopped in front of a huge house. Alana froze when she saw it. It looked like a mansion sitting on a vast piece of land surrounded by various plants and flowers. Felicity opened the large gate, and the two of them entered. This will be your new home, Alana. This is our employer's house. Don't be nervous. Just do your job well, and they'll like you, Felicity said, smiling. Alana simply nodded. When they entered the house, they were greeted by the cool air from the air conditioner. Inside were soft couches, marble floors, a sparkling chandelier, and expensive paintings on the walls. Just wait here in the living room, Alana. I'll go call Ma'am Selina and Sir Raymond. Sit down on the couch, Felicity instructed before stepping away. Alana sat down and was amazed at how soft the couch was, very different from their bamboo bench back home. Her eyes wandered around the grand house. Moments later, Felicity returned with a woman in a white dress holding a cell phone, followed by a man in slacks and a polo shirt. He had a kind face, but sharp eyes. Alana immediately stood up. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir, she greeted politely. Who is she, Felicity? Selina asked, eyeing Alana from head to toe. She's Alana, ma'am, my goddaughter. She's the one I mentioned who can replace Mad, Felicity explained. Selina scrutinized Alana, clearly assessing whether she met her standards. How old are you? Selina asked. I'm 26, ma'am, Alana answered. Do you know how to do house chores? Can you cook, do laundry, clean? Selina fired off questions. Yes, ma'am. I've been doing those things since I was young, Alana replied. I don't like people who sleep in late. I don't want lazy maids who need to be told what to do. I want initiative. Are you quick on your feet? Are you high maintenance? Selina continued. I'm not high maintenance, ma'am. I'll do my best to be efficient so I don't waste time, Alana said confidently. Can you be trusted? You don't have sticky fingers, do you? Selina asked firmly. No, ma'am. You can trust me, Alana answered. Another thing.
I absolutely hate flirty and provocative girls, especially around my male guests or relatives. Don't you dare flirt in my house, especially with my husband, Selina said with a piercing look. I'm here to work, ma'am. I have no interest in any romantic relationships with any man, Alana said. Ma'am, Alana was raised well by her mother and grandfather. She's polite, quiet, and hardworking. You won't have any problems with her. I guarantee it, Felicity added with a smile. Selina looked at Alana again, then gave a slight nod. All right, I'll give you a try, Alana. But the moment I see something off, you're out, she said sternly. No problem, ma'am. Thank you, Alana replied respectfully. Without intending to, Alana glanced at Raymond, who had remained quiet. She immediately felt uncomfortable noticing the way he was looking at her. She didn't want to assume anything bad, but she clearly saw the way his eyes lingered on her. From that point on, Alana began working as a housemaid in that house. She woke up early to sweep outside while Felicity prepared breakfast for the couple. On days when the couple was away, Alana felt more at ease. The two often traveled and managed their businesses, so they weren't always home. Through Felicity, Alana learned a few things about their employers. The couple had no children because Selina was infertile, and Raymond had a reputation for being a womanizer. That was why Selina was extremely jealous of any woman who got close to her husband. As the weeks passed, Alana grew accustomed to city life and the routine in the house. She learned to manage her time. However, loneliness still crept in, and she missed the home she left behind. Before bed each night, she always thought of Grandpa Isaac. And even after a full month of adjusting to her new life in Selina and Raymond's home, she still longed for the day she could see her grandfather again. One evening, after Alana and Felicity had finished their chores, they were sitting in the living room watching an old movie on television. Alana was quietly holding a glass of cold water while Felicity commented now and then on the scenes they were watching. The two of them were the only ones home since their employers were on vacation. Alana flinched when the front door suddenly opened, and Raymond walked in carrying a suitcase. His face showed obvious annoyance and irritation. Oh, sir, you're back, Felicity said. Where's Ma'am Selina? Raymond sighed. Jealous again over nothing. I helped a woman at the airport zip up her suitcase, and Ma'am read too much into it. She said she's sleeping over at a friend's house tonight. I see. Do you need anything, sir? Felicity asked. Green tea. I need tea to calm down. Alana, you make it and bring it up to my room, Raymond ordered. Alana couldn't respond right away as Raymond turned and climbed the stairs with his suitcase. She quietly headed to the kitchen to prepare the green tea. After making it, she placed the cup on a saucer and went up to the second floor where the master bedroom was located. When she opened the door, she saw Raymond sitting at the edge of the bed, staring off as if lost in thought. He was shirtless, and his muscular upper body was exposed. Alana avoided looking at him. She walked over and gently set the tea on the small table beside the bed. Sir, here's your green tea, she said. Thanks, Raymond replied. Alana was about to leave when he spoke again. Do you know how to give a massage, Alana? She turned, suddenly nervous. I don't, sir. My back hurts. I need a massage. Any kind will do. I've been driving for hours, and now my back is sore, Raymond said, frowning as if in pain. Alana hesitated and didn't answer right away. The silence grew heavy, and she could feel Raymond's eyes on her. Come on, Alana. Just 5 minutes, he coaxed. Okay, sir, Alana agreed, even though she was deeply uncomfortable with the request. Raymond smirked and lay face down on the bed. There's lotion in the top drawer beside the bed. Use that.
Quietly, Alana opened the drawer and took the small bottle of lotion. She sat on the edge of the bed, put some lotion on her palms, and gently rubbed it onto his back. Her hands trembled slightly, unsure if she was doing it correctly. As she continued, Raymond occasionally groaned. She couldn't tell if it was from relief or something else. Then suddenly, he moved. He turned over, and Alana's eyes widened when he grabbed her hands. "Sir, what are you doing?" she asked nervously. "There's another part of my body that hurts and needs a massage," Raymond whispered, giving her a suggestive look. Alana swallowed hard. Her entire body trembled in fear as she tried to pull her hands free from his grip. She panicked even more when he guided her hand lower toward his private area. She resisted. "Sir, please don't." "Let go of me," she said, her voice shaking. She didn't want Felicity, who was just downstairs, to hear her. Her voice was trembling but subdued. "You're overreacting. I'll pay you." "How much do you want?" Raymond whispered. No matter how much Alana begged, he wouldn't let her go until she finally summoned all her strength and pulled away with force. She managed to break free and ran to the door. Even after she was out of the room, her body still shook with fear. She paused for a moment to calm herself. She didn't want her godmother to see her in a state of panic because she knew questions would follow. As Alana was about to head downstairs, she suddenly ran into Selena, who was holding a small suitcase. Selena's eyes narrowed. She approached Alana. "Did you just come from our bedroom?" she asked loudly. "Yes, ma'am," Alana replied, trying to sound normal. "What were you doing in there? And why are you sweating?" Selena questioned, her voice sharp. "Sir Raymond asked for green tea when he got back, ma'am. I just delivered it to him," Alana explained softly, unable to look Selena in the eye. "Go downstairs now." "I need to speak to my husband," Selena snapped. Alana bowed slightly before hurrying down the stairs. In the living room, Felicity was still watching TV. She looked up as Alana entered and immediately noticed something was off. "Alana, are you okay?" Felicity asked, her voice laced with concern. Alana nodded and forced a smile. "I'm fine, godmother." Before Felicity could say more, Alana walked straight to the bathroom near the kitchen. Once inside, she locked the door and finally let go of everything she had been holding in. She slumped down on the toilet lid and covered her mouth with her hands to stifle her sobs. She was shaking, cold, terrified. "Oh God, what should I do?" Alana whispered, her tears pouring uncontrollably down her cheeks. When she finally calmed down, she left the bathroom and acted as if nothing had happened. She could still hear the television in the living room, which meant Felicity was still there. Alana quietly returned to the maid's quarters and lay down on her small bed. She turned to her side and hugged herself tightly. She tried to forget what happened. She tried to sleep. But no matter how hard she tried, the incident kept replaying in her mind. The door opened. Alana felt Felicity enter. She thought she would lie down, too. But instead, Felicity sat on the edge of her bed and touched her shoulder as she faced away. "Alana, are you really okay?" Felicity asked. "I'm fine, godmother," Alana replied without turning around. "It's just, when you came down from Sir Raymond's room earlier, you looked really scared." "Alana, what really happened?" Felicity pressed gently. "Dear, as your godmother and your mom's best friend, I'm like a mother to you, too. You can tell me the truth. Whatever's troubling you, you can trust me," Felicity said sincerely. At that moment, Alana couldn't hold back anymore. She sat up, and the moment she saw her godmother's face, her tears spilled again. She sobbed uncontrollably while Felicity's face filled with worry. "What is it?" What really happened? Felicity asked, confused.
Earlier, when I went up to Sir Raymond's room, he asked for a massage.
I didn't want to, but he insisted.
At first, it was just his back, but then he flipped over and grabbed my hands.
He said there was another part of his body that needed massaging, too.
I knew what he meant, so I tried to escape, Alana confessed, her voice shaking.
Felicity gasped and immediately hugged Alana tightly.
Oh my God, forgive me for bringing you here, knowing that several other maids have left because Sir Raymond really does things like this.
I thought he had changed.
He promised Ma'am Selina he'd behave, but clearly he hasn't, Felicity said, her voice breaking.
Alana continued crying in her godmother's arms.
When she had calmed down a bit, she pulled away.
I don't know what to do, godmother.
But if Sir Raymond keeps doing that, I'll leave this house.
I'd rather be in our village where no one disrespects me, she said quietly.
I understand, but for now, avoid him as much as you can, Felicity replied, stroking her cheek.
Alana nodded, but there was still fear in her heart. She knew she couldn't just leave the house.
She had signed a contract.
The next morning, Alana was already busy in the kitchen helping Felicity prepare breakfast for the couple, Raymond and Selina.
Felicity cooked fried rice while Alana prepared eggs, cured pork, and luncheon meat.
Afterward, they set the table with plates, utensils, and glasses. The couple arrived at the dining area just before 8 a.m., both freshly bathed.
Selina wore a white silk robe, while Raymond was in a simple t-shirt and shorts. Both had frowns on their faces, clearly not in a good mood.
As the couple sat down, Alana poured coffee for Selina. Soon, they started eating quietly until Raymond broke the silence a few minutes later.
I thought you were going to sleep at your friend's place last night, he asked, looking at Selina.
I changed my mind.
I figured you might pull something again while I was gone, like that little flirting session at the airport, Selina replied coldly.
Raymond chuckled slightly. Flirting?
I just helped a woman zip her suitcase.
That was all. You're reading too much into it.
You act like a charity institution, helping every woman you see, even strangers at the airport, Selina said sarcastically. No matter how I explain myself, it's always wrong in your eyes.
You don't trust me at all. Just jealousy all the time, Raymond shot back. How can I trust you after all the times you've cheated?
Every woman who comes near you, you flirt with like the sleaze you are, Selina replied sharply.
Not every woman I talk to, I flirt with, Selina. I'm just friendly.
Unlike you, you're not friendly,